We are back with a new setup, install, and first print review video. This is the Kingroon KP3s. First of all, I paid this printer myself with my own money. I'm not affiliated in any way with Kingroon, so this is my honest review of the setup, installation, first print process. Why this printer? This printer is small. Look at the box. It's super small. I'm looking to find a perfect small size printer that can also be portable, that I can move around with me. This sounded like a good option based on the specifics that this printer has, and it was suggested to me by other people. So I want to see what Kingroon has to offer. Kingroon, like Mingda and other Chinese producer, has a bad habit of updating the printer without changing the model number. This creates a lot of confusion. This seems to be version 3 of the hardware. We don't know what we will find inside. We will have to discover it. But this is very confusing, especially for the community. So my suggestion to those producers is just make explicit what you have inside so the community can understand each other when they talk about feature and changes and tweaking. Okay, let's get started. So I'll start my unbox. I don't know what I'll find. Let's see. I'll give you my comments as always. That's purely my opinion. So this is the included filament. It's not even sealed. This is useless. Okay, warranty card. KP3s. This printer is 180 by 180 by 180, and especially is one Z arm only. So it's not the common printer you would find. Okay, so warranty card, useless. Then we have a manual, an installation manual, this way. Let's see, they will guide us. We will follow exactly the manual to see how we are supposed to assemble this printer. This printer has a complex size of 370 by 280 as space. It has also a special, a configuration where the power supply is not inside the printer. It's outside of the printer. Let's see if that's handy, if it's not really handy. We'll figure it out while we work on that. You can see here, you have all the parts of the printer, nothing that we care about, some touchscreen introduction. It seems like the touchscreen is going to be in vertical mode, portrait mode. This is different. It's like an Ender 3 style display. But anyway, let's see. So, step 1, take out the printer. So let's see what we have. Accessory kit, the due accessory kit. So, what do we have here? New spare thermistor, I guess, and spare nozzle, some Allen keys, a wrench, purple USB, other more nozzles. It's curious. A coupler, a rod coupler, some screws, some T-nuts. Okay, the usual stuff that you can find. A USB cable, nothing fancy. This is weird. Why would you give me a coupler? Unless I have to install it probably. They don't give it to me. I'll install. Okay, let's see. Okay, so what do we have here? Spool holder. So it seems like their solution for the spool holder is going to be to lay it flat next to the printer. That's my guess, because it's not going to be installed on the printer. It's going to be probably installed sideways to the printer. Then we have power cable, not for now. Power supply. This, my guess, I'm just guessing while I watch this. This is the thing we discussed. The power supply is somehow independent from the printer. So it can sit this way, nice label. With nice, wonderful designed logo and labels. It's kind of look back in the 90s, but that's okay, nice. And so my guess is gonna be like sitting like this way, and this is gonna be connected to the printer itself. So it's outside of the printer. It's gonna be noisy, my guess. Okay, let's see what else we have. There's plenty of foam all around the package, so it seems to be pretty well protected. It seems like. What do we have here? Okay, this is the gas that we had before. So I will have to install the Z-rod myself. So this is the Z-rod, which doesn't come with the printer installed, of course, to save. They could have installed it, but anyway, I'll do it. Not a big deal. What else do we have here? So let's see. Okay. Here is the Z-axis and the X-axis, which is already connected to the printer, so we have to remove some foam all around. No, we can't. So I guess we just take it out. Okay, thank you, Fabio. Here we go. It is one piece. It's very small. It's very small. I like it. It's not very heavy. It's very small. The display, it seems to be also very small. Let's see. Okay, so the first thing they say is to install the X and Z gantry on top of the base. So this should be installed, my guess, over this one, over here, over here. No, over here. This is falling off. Okay, and then what I'm supposed to do is to put set into a specified position facing the display. Yes, this is correct. And then we will have to take Z-axis from the bottom M5 screw, then tighten the screw. Okay, so we have to take the coupler first, I guess. Okay, no, one. It's not very clear. And fix the Z-axis from the bottom within the M5 screw. Okay, so we have to fix. Okay, this is keep flowing. These two. This from here. Let me see. No, here we have to fix it. Here, see, there's screws here. But we will need also the T-nut, my guess. These two. These two. We have to now to set the back screws. So I'll turn the printer over here. Okay, first quality issue. There was a screw that holds the back plate that was damaged already. So this comes damaged. There's some alignment issue, so the quality can be significantly improved, my guess. So what do we do now? Let's see. This keeps falling. Fine, just stay there. Let's see, this should be fixed enough. Okay, good. So, this coupling. So we have to install the coupler. So that black coupler, where it is, coupler, this one. So, let me just turn it around so you can hopefully see that. So, coupler is over here. We will have to align this with the shaft. So we put it down this way. So Okay, I want to make sure that we grab it the right way. So, is there a way I can remove this entire gantry thing? Okay, can you hold it, please? Yeah. Okay, here, just here. Okay, so, okay, this way. So, small key, Allen keys. When installing these couplers, there are two sides of the tank. We don't want this part, this shaft part, to enter completely into the coupler. It has to be just below the half of the coupler. So let's do that. And here we go. Back off a little, fine. And we can close this one. Okay, not too tight. Then we take out the rod, the Z rod here, and we install it from here. Okay, and here we enter the coupler. So we go down till we touch it, and we back off a little. Just, okay, here we are touching. Let's back off just a little. Too much. Okay, so here we are touching. Here. Okay, now we can safely close this thing. 1 and 2. Okay, this should be way more firm. Okay, just do a quick check that the rotation of this one will rotate the Z axis. So when rotating the coupler, we rotate also the Z axis. Great. Let me double check for the tight. Here we go. Here we go. But while we are here, let me double check also this one. This is tight. This is tight. Okay, now this part seems to be working correctly. Let's move on. Now it's time for the power up, because it seems like that we are ready to power up. So this is how the printer shows up. Another small, how to say, usability thing is that this magnetic plate was installed the reverse. So this is the right way to install it. And let's do a quick check, mechanical check, to make sure the axes are rotating. Okay, this is rotating. This is solid. Let's do another check on the Z axis. This is, oh, see, here we go. This is wrong. This should not. Okay. Let's back. I don't like this because it seems like, okay, it's held by clips, and it's not, I don't think it's ideal. This also seems to be in the way of loading the filament, this cable. So I don't fully like this setup. It's a direct drive, so we expect something like that, but I really don't like this. So I fear that this cable can get somehow in the way when moving the axis. Now it seems better, it should be fine. This cable still, it's pretty in the way. The motor cable is really in the way. Anyway, that's about it. Now it's time to power it up, so I'll be back. Let me bring the cable, connect everything, and I'll be back to show you the next part of the tank. The printer is connected to the power supply. The power supply is over here. That connects through with a single cable to the printer, then to the power outlet, and we have our filament spool holder. Hopefully that's the right place where we should put it. We thought a little bit about where to place it, and we think maybe this is the place to be. We'll see. It seems like the most natural place where to put it. Being a direct drive, I would say the perfect place to put it is over here or somewhere here to feed the extruder. But anyway, that's what we have. Let's play with what we have. So, power on. I'll need also a piece of paper. We will use this warranty useless card from them. Okay, power on. Nice beep to welcome us. Okay, let's speed off the screen. Okay, and beautiful, here we go. So the screen is really small, but looks nice. My first impression is that I would appreciate more a screen that has an angle, because to look at this screen, you have to be on top of the printer, not next to the printer or seated in front of the printer. So you have to be standing because the screen is laying flat on the printer surface over here. So let's do a preheat. Let's preheat the system. So let's put the extruder up to 180 degrees and the heat bed at 60 degrees, which is my printing, PLA printing configuration. Okay, now it's heating up. And we will wait for the system to heat up before starting our leveling process. There seems to be an automated leveling solution, not BL Touch kind. It's manual assisted leveling somehow. Okay, so let's see the preheat menu. It shows you the degrees. Let's jump back and see what happens in like 3 minutes, so we give him time to heat up. The printer heated up, so we can start doing the leveling. Let's first, before doing anything really dangerous, let's move the axes around and see if they move freely. So I'll start with the the X axis. So let's move it. It's moving. Okay. You cannot keep pressed to move, you just have to keep pushing to move it. But this is moving. Let's try the Y-axis. This is moving. It's kind of contradictory, all the icons, because the arrow pointing here, it moves the bed over there and the other way around. So they could have changed the icons. Now the Z, not being yet homed, the printer, we can only move up. So let's move up. Seems pretty fluid. Good. Now we could try to home the printer. I already checked manually, and when I home the printer and goes down to the end stop, it doesn't smash to the bed. So I'm pretty confident I can easily do an homing without damaging anything. But just in case, always your finger close to the off button by experience, no? Home, home hole, homing. Good. Now it's homing the Z. I'll keep an eye to make sure. The good thing is that the nozzles seem to be off the bed. So even if we go too much down, we shouldn't damage the magnet. Okay, so good. Now, the motors are engaged. I have a couple of options. To level the bed, I can use, what I normally do, I turn off the motors and I move the bed and the head the way I want to level it with a piece of paper. Here we have the assisted leveling. Let's take advantage of that. So leveling. When you enter the leveling menu, it gives you the classical 5 point. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the center. Let's push this one, first point. It should home and then move to the first point. What I'll do, I'll start my way. I'll set all these screws to be almost at the half, the eighth of the thing. So I have space both highering the bed or lowering the bed. and then I'll move the end stop lower, so the printer, when the printer ohms gets lower to the bed, and I'll go from there. So, okay, my bad. This printer has a screw to set the end stop. So you don't have to move the end stop, but you have to lower the screw that is connected to the base. I'm raising the Z, and then I'll lower this screw so it gets slightly lower. Now, with 1 millimeter down, I'll go down with the Z to make sure I don't crash into the bed, which is what we don't want. See, this is the problem. Having a touchscreen over here, when I move my hand to try to level the bed, it also, I also push the touchscreen, so it keeps moving back and forth. So this is not a very handy process. There seems to be motor off, fan, continue. Okay, there's no filament loading. I mean, maybe there's a button to aid with the filament loading process. So 296, very good. So let's start. Again, always the 45 degrees to help the insertion of the filament. I want to get it a little bit here. I already don't like this filament holder. Yeah, it can hold any kind of spool, fine, but it's just not my thing. Okay, so we go over here. Let's see. We go over here. So to load the filament, we have to pull it on the other side. We insert it. Okay, let's see if we can get it right. Okay, down, down, and here we go. There was, of course, some filament already loaded, probably a nice pink filament from the factory. So this is how the filament will be pulled in. How much I like it? Not really much, but that's the way it is, and we'll have to live with that. As always, I want to check if there's any ready-made G-code that they give us. So I'll use the provided SD card here, which is a 16 gigabyte, slightly bigger than the usual. A SanDisk branded, better than any other printer I dealt with. So let's try. Inserted. This is inserted. Let me clean up the nozzle. Printing. We have some food fast, food clip fast. We always need a food clip, so why don't we print one? Confirm. One thing I want to check is that to make sure if this printer has the concept of baby stepping, so if I can adjust the steps on the fly to make if it's needed. Filament, temperature, pause, more. Speed, manual, fan with a broken icon. No, it doesn't seem to have the baby stepping unless I miss something. The printer is printing. Okay, so let's the print. We have no estimation on how much time it's going to take. That's another downside. Let's have the printer finish what she has to do, and we'll check back the result in probably half an hour or so. So the first print finished, and what I'd like to say, this is a reasonably good print. It's very simple, of course. We are talking about very simple stuff, but this is a very good print for the nothing we did on the printer itself. So this printer is very promising. As always, as I do, this is to show you how is the setup process and what you get out of the box. But in the next weeks or so, I'll be printing more and more so I can give you my review after some prints, some reasonable prints. I'll do the other print that's in the card, and then I'll start slicing my own stuff to put this printer to test. Especially I would like to test the overhang abilities, the cooling system, bridging abilities, and all the stuff to give you a more complete review of the printer. Okay, thank you so much for being with us. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. That will help us immensely. Thank you so much and see you at the next time. Bye.
Bye.